Hey everyone, this is a video where I talk about what I'm going to be watching for the winter 2018/2019 anime season. Now, if you're curious exactly how this is going to go, basically I have colors to work with and I'll mark shows various colors depending on exactly what I'm planning for that show. Blue means it's a show that I am very much looking forward to, like I'm hyped for it, I am definitely like excitedly looking forward to it, and there's no doubt that it's going to appear on the channel. Green shows, they are shows that I'm pretty confident that I will like. I am very likely going to react to them on the channel. It would take something fairly big for me to decide not to. They're not shows that I'm super hyped for or anything, but I'm definitely have some enthusiasm for watching the show. Like, the idea of watching the show does excite me to some degree. It's just not like tear your hair out excitement or anything like that. I'm gonna guess Blue isn't even quite that level of hype either, but just to give you an idea of comparatively. Anyway, then there are the yellow shows. Yellow shows are shows that seem like they could be interesting to me, but haven't like fully got me sold on it just yet. Or they're shows that I do want to watch, but I have a limited amount of time, so they kind of went to the other side of the chopping block. That's kind of what yellow shows are. And red shows, I mean, I actually kind of forgot to mark to get my red cards, so I'm probably not even going to bother doing that. But red are basically just shows that I'm not going to watch, either because doesn't interest me in the slightest, or because it's a sequel to something I haven't actually seen before. So if you're wondering why like season 2 of so-and-so is not on here, the reason would be the fact that I did not watch season 1 of so-and-so. But yeah, like I said, I don't actually have red cards because I forgot to set them up, but you know, I guess that's fun. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get this started. Okay. Uh, wait, I think I didn't drag that quite not enough. Okay, there we go. First up, Mob Psycho 102. Not 102, just it's the second season to Mob Psycho 100. Now, there's not really much to say on this. I watched the first season and enjoyed it a lot, you know. I believe it was by the same person as One Punch Man, but yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit, so bit of a no-brainer to watch the second season of it. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I'm starting with the blue shows. That one was blue, and so is this one. Anyway, this one is Watashi ni Tenshi ga Mayoritai. Now, this is a comedy Yuri anime by Studio Doga Kobo, so obviously a very much a no-brainer for me. Pretty much any show with that falls into that box, you could be pretty sure that I'll react to. So, you know, not much more to say on it. It just looks like a very cute, enjoyable show, so I'll most likely enjoy watching it. Kimono Friends 2. Again, a second season to something that I've already seen. You know, seen the first season of. And Kimono Friends, some of you might be aware of this, some of you might not be. But the original Kimono Friends is actually my favorite anime ever, of all time. I absolutely love that show. It pretty much rekindled my love for anime. Like, I love that show a lot. I've watched the first season so many times. I watched a bunch of reactions to it. It was just, I loved it. I thoroughly loved it. So obviously I'm pretty excited for season 2. Of course, my excitement's not quite as high as it could be because of, you know, the drama that I'm sure some of you are aware of, but I'm not going to get into that here, but that has lowered my excitement. Like, all of that has lowered my excitement a noticeable amount, but it's still pretty high up because, like I said, I love the show. So hopefully it's almost as good. I don't expect it to be as good as season 2. I definitely don't expect it to be as good as season 1. I meant to say as season 1. I'm not even going to set my expectations there. That would just be setting myself up for disappointment. But I am hoping it can be at least 75 to 80% as good as season 1. That's kind of where I'm hoping we can at least get to. So, you know, obviously another blue show. I'll let you know when we get down to the green shows, which will be what's next. Kakegurui season 2. Plenty of continuations of stuff that I love in this season, so something to be pretty excited about. Now, Kakegurui, I have watched the first season. I've even reacted to the first season, although that was like when I first started my channel, so it's of questionable quality, you know, my reaction to the first season, but I did react to it. It's still there. You can watch it. So I enjoyed the first season a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. We had some good characters like Yumeko and the blonde girl, Mary, I think her name was. She was great too. I enjoyed their interactions with each other. The main male character, I mean, he was fine, I guess. He felt like a side character for a lot of it, you know, so I didn't really care about him too much, but you know, he was all right, I guess. But yeah, definitely a fun show, even though a lot of the games were, I don't know, the games, they kept calling them original games, but they were just like, most of them were slight variations on current games, and a lot of them involved cards, so I think there could have been some better games in it, but overall I thought it was a very good show, so looking forward to that, certainly. Now, Data Live Season 3. Now, I watched the first 2 seasons of Data Live, so I'm watching the third one. Again, not much to say on that, it's actually been a while since I've ever seen anything Data Live related. But definitely like the show enough to continue watching it. You know, if you need any proof of that, I got this thing. You know, Data Live Season 1 Blu-ray. You know, Poor Person Edition. So you know that should give you an idea. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun. I remember liking some of the girls, and the one girl, I definitely had some interesting things that she did, like the Kudera one. You know, if you know which one I'm talking about. I'm not sure remember very many names of that show aside from Toka, honestly. But what's next? Oh yeah, I mean, I don't remember if I said it or not, but I am in green territory now. Data Live was green, so this is green too. Anyway, next up is Kemuri Kusa. Now, this is on here, this is green, pretty much for the sole reason that it's by Studio Yaorozu, you know, the people that did Kimono Friends, so that's pretty much why this is on here. I don't really have a lot to say on it beyond that, but I do have some pretty high expectations for this, since Kimono Friends was so good, so hopefully that can deliver as well. Endro. I don't remember exactly what the synopsis on this was, but I know that it's a slice of life anime with cute girls on the cover that seemed like it could be interesting enough, so that's kind of why I got it on here. It's not obviously not by Studio Doga Kobo, but I still think it could be pretty good. Something about a Demon King and battling and stuff. I actually mentioned Demon King several times in that synopsis. But yeah, it seems like it could be fun. I'm hyped for it, so that's why it's on there and why it's green. Mini Toji. Now, this is not exactly a season 2 or anything, but it is kind of a spin-off sort of thing for Toji no Miko, which is a show that I did watch, I did react to, a show that I felt was pretty underrated. I thought it was pretty good, personally. I thought it was a lot of good stuff in there. I mean, not a lot I can really say about it right now without getting too deep for this sort of video, but it was good. I enjoyed it. If you did not watch Toji no Miko, you should probably do so. Tate no Yusha no Nariagari. A bit tricky to say the last word, but yeah, this anime. Actually, I've heard of this, you know, this thing for a while ago. You know, I heard good things about the manga, the source material, so that's pretty much why it's on here. I didn't actually read the synopsis because it's one of those things where I'm already pretty sure I'm gonna watch it, so might as well go in as blind as I can. I do figure it's about a hero with a shield, like I got that much of it, but that's about it. Hopefully that's pretty good. Source material does seem like it's pretty good, so hopefully that transfers over. It doesn't always. Sometimes it doesn't, you know. I know some people were disappointed with certain adaptations, like the Knights of Magic adaptation and stuff like that. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. Scroll down. Okay, Yakusoku no Neverland. Now, this show, it just seems like it could be cool. It's a bit of an attention-grabbing synopsis. But it was mostly just picked for variety because most of what I do is like cute girls, comedy, slice of life anime. That's kind of my bread and butter. So I try to grab at least a couple shows that weren't that for the yellows. You know, this is kind of one of them. I think there's some hype behind this, so it's kind of why I grabbed it. I don't really have much to say on it though. The cover looks cool. You know, it's like a clock with its fork and knife, very unique seeming at first glance. So you know. Hopefully that lives up to the hype I've kind of heard from it. Ueno-san wa Bukiyo. I don't really have much to say on this. This was like barely a yellow, kind of the lower level of yellows. But, you know, it's a comedy anime, so I figured it might be worth giving a shot. I really don't have much to say on it beyond that. But, yeah, just Science Club, something about loving the concept of love, which sounds oddly familiar, but there you go. Maho Shoujo Tokushusen Asuka. Now another yellow. So this one, another magical girl anime. I've seen plenty of them in my day, so most of the ones I've seen I've liked, so I figure why not add this on there. Just not much to say on this really at all. Just typical magical girls, you know, girls with powers that they have to fight either each other or monsters, you know. Generally how this sort of thing goes. Really don't have much to say on it really, so let's move on. I feel like I forgot to mention when we started the yellows, but we've basically been in yellow territory ever since Yakusoku, so there you go. Still in yellows. Pastel Memories. Now, whenever I see memories in the title of an anime, I think of Plastic Memories, which is a very sad anime. Hopefully this one's not quite that level of sadness, but, you know, it mentions Akihabara, otaku culture, you know, all that, so that definitely got my attention. That's pretty much the biggest reason why it's on here, so yeah, hopefully it can really live up to that premise, you know, so that's all we can hope for, right? Oh yeah, no, Kotobuki Hikotai. Now this anime, I don't really have a lot to say on this show. Let's see, what was it about again? Barren frontier, people trade goods with each other to keep each other survive, bodyguards, beautiful squadron leader. Yeah, it just seems like a bunch of girls and somewhat of a military kind of setting. You know, we have that plane back there. Yeah, obviously we're gonna have some flying in that plane, so I guess that sounds like could be cool. It actually straight up has a military tag, so that goes without saying that it's definitely a military anime. So I think that one could be fun to watch as well, possibly. Go Tobu no Hanayome. Which one was this about again? Let's see. Pupils are his classmates, and they're quintuplets, and they're all gorgeous girls. Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't grab your attention, well, what won't? It's kind of the only real harem anime that I kind of see for this season. The only one that I have on my plan to watch, I guess. So I guess that's a good enough reason why you should watch it. You know, have to have at least one harem in any given season, so it's kind of why that's on there. So there you go. Flying Babies, definitely an attention-grabbing title. This one was about hula girls, so I mean that's unique enough to definitely warrant a spot on my yellow list. So I don't know. I feel like that could be really good or really bad. Hopefully it's good. Kind of have to wait till it comes out to really be sure, though. It certainly grabbed my attention, though. That's for sure. Do Kyonin wa Hiza Tokidoki Atama no Ueck. So comedy slice of life anime. Another one that I kind of grabbed because it's, you know, some for variety, since it doesn't seem to be a cute girl variety of comedy anime. It's still a comedy anime, of course, but not the cute girls doing cute things variety, so I figure some people would appreciate that being on here. So there you go. We don't have much to say on this exactly, but, you know, it's got a cat in it. That's promising. So there you go. Circlet Princess. So this one's more of an action anime, so I don't do a lot of those. So that's kind of why this is on there. And it does have cute girls on the cover, so, and it also has a bit of a VR and AR theme to it, which is something I like a lot. That's also a big point in its favor. Honestly, it was almost a green, really, but didn't quite make it. But yeah, I guess it's like a sport that they play together. Not much to say on this one, aside from it does seem like it has a pretty cool premise. Hopefully it lives up to that. Bermuda Triangle Colorful Pastrel. Not sure how to pronounce that exactly. But it's a nice title. It's a nice title. Bermuda Triangle's not a good thing. People get lost in that, but hopefully we our girls don't get lost in this. See. Yeah, I really can't get a lot from the synopsis. It's just a slice of life anime about these cute girls doing whatever they do, so really can't make too much from the synopsis. But I don't have huge hopes for that, but I guess we'll see when it comes out. And yeah, I think that's it for the lineup. So that's what's on my radar for this anime season. Yeah, I definitely need water after that. Now, the one thing that I am doing differently this season is the fact that I'm gonna have, for the yellows, the way I did things before, is that I basically just kind of had them up in the air and I would kind of watch one of them if I heard good things about it, pretty much is kind of what it came down to. But, you know, it wasn't really a grade system, so I decided to do something a little bit differently this time. I'm going to actually let you guys decide which of those yellows you want me to watch. So what I'm going to do is have a poll where I put all of the yellow anime on here on the poll, and you can vote for what you want me to react to. And whatever wins, I will react to. Not only the top winner, but the top two I will react to. So you guys have a chance to pick 2 of the anime that I will react to next season. Does that excite you? I hope it does. I plan on actually making the poll public on probably January 7th, probably around there. And the poll will run for like a week, so be closed on January 14th, kind of around there. So the idea is that at that point, most of the first episodes of these shows should have aired, so you won't be completely blind in your pick of what you want me to react to. So that's why it's happening then as opposed to now. I kind of want to do it now alongside this, but I feel like it'd be better if at least the one episode of these shows were out, so people have a bit more of a basis for their vote. That's kind of how I decided to do it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Hey, I didn't like any of those shows on the yellow list. They all seem like crap to me. I don't care about any of them. What do I do? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what show you're so hyped for that isn't on my list at all. And you can tell me why you think it's worth me reacting to. And if you manage to sell me on it well enough, I may add it to the poll. You know, if you do a good enough job on doing that. Obviously, I can't guarantee anything, but you can certainly try. Because a lot of these shows really don't have much to go on aside from just the picture, the cover art, and the synopsis, and maybe the studio. So it's certainly possible that a couple of shows that I would like could fall through the cracks. So if you think that is the case, you can make a case for that in the comments. You definitely have a while. You have until like January 7th when I start the poll to get me to go get on your way of thinking. Obviously, don't, spoil me too much on it, because that would have the opposite effect. If you spoil me too much on a show, that'll lower my motivation to want to watch it. So, if you feel like you can strike that balance and sell me on it, feel free. But yeah, all the blue and green stuff, you can be pretty sure that I will react to. Like, there's really no doubt about that. It's just a matter of whether or not I will enjoy it enough to continue reacting to it. But most likely I will. I really am very hesitant to drop things in general, because I had this idea like, well, what if it gets better, later on? I have dropped some shows on the channel, but I don't do it very often, really. And with the way I'm doing things with this, where it's like the yellows, which are the most likely to be dropped, are going to be like voted in. So the fact that people are, suggesting I react to it kind of lowers the chance of me dropping it, if that makes sense at all. So that's definitely something I wanted to mention. So hopefully people are excited about this decision. This is kind of a test run. We'll see how this goes. I do have one more thing to say though. And by the way, all this stuff that I'm kind of saying in this later segment is going to be, I'm going to make some sort of update video to where I kind of re-talk about this stuff, probably in a more concise manner, but Anyway, one thing I'm also kind of doing is that I'm going to start doing a bit of a Patreon thing, to where, how I had the poll I was talking about before is a poll anyone can vote on, like anyone at all. However, in addition to that, I'm going to start doing a thing where I have a monthly Patreon poll, to where people at the $5 tier or higher can choose one anime, not just limited to the yellows, one anime from that season to be put on a poll. And then once that poll is constructed, any Patreon supporter at $1 or higher can vote on it. And then the single winner of that one will be added to the seasonal reaction roster from there. I'll do that as a monthly thing. So to reiterate, $5 people can choose an anime to be added to the poll, and $1 plus people can vote on it. So yeah, basically the $5 people construct the poll and everyone can vote on it. That's a Patreon supporter. So yes. And of course, in addition to that, you do have this poll that anyone can vote on. So hopefully people don't feel like I'm screwing over the non-Patreon people. Hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, that poll will happen after the everyone poll closes. Like the everyone poll probably will close on like the January 14th, and then I'll start working on the Patreon poll right after that. I'll get the nominees, I guess you'd call it, from the $5 people, and then construct the poll a few days later, and then that poll will close a few days later, and that's just how it'll go. So pretty much to the early bit of the season. It'll be a total of 3 shows kind of added to the lineup from user votes, essentially. And yeah, hopefully this video wasn't scripted at all, so hopefully I got my thoughts out well enough. Like I said, I will have an update video which will probably be a bit more scripted so I can explain it a bit better. But if you're confused on any of this, feel free to ask a question in the comment section below. Or like I said, you know, tell me what you're hyped for and why in the comment section below. And I think that really is about all I have to say on this. So yeah. I mean, some people have said they're not super excited for this season as compared to others, and I do kind of get that. However, there are some pretty good sequels to be excited about, so I'd say it's a decent season overall. And definitely a few new shows that I'm hyped for well enough. But yeah, anyway, if you have any thoughts, any questions, any thoughts, anything at all, really feel free to leave a comment, and I'll read it, of course. I may even reply to it if you're lucky. Who knows? Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.